Hello traders, welcome back to Daily Victory FX. Before we get into today's topic, a quick note. Forex trading carries risks, and while it can be rewarding, it's important you understand the potential for loss and take full responsibility for your decisions. This video is purely for educational purposes to help you develop the right mindset and improve your trading psychology. Also, this video is sponsored by the Full-Time Pro Forex Indicator, a tool that's proven to assist traders in navigating the currency markets more effectively. If you're interested, you'll find the link to try the app in the description below. No pressure, just an option for those who want to explore professional-grade support.
1K, 2K, 3K, sheesh! They thought I was lost in the woods, but now I'm lost in profits.
I completely discovered a Forex trading app that will blow your mind. Guess what? These are the results.
1K, 2K, 3K, sheesh! They thought
It's called the Full-Time Pro Indicator. You need it? Check below.
Check the link below. You'll thank me later. And please subscribe.
Now let's talk. What did 5 years of losing in the Forex market teach me about winning consistently? Everything. I came into this game thinking I'd be the exception. I had ambition, drive, and a chip on my shoulder. I wasn't new to working hard. But Forex? Forex isn't just hard work. It's mental warfare. And what I didn't realize at the start was that I wasn't battling the charts. I was battling myself. See, I didn't blow accounts because I lacked a strategy. I blew them because I lacked control, emotional control, psychological resilience, the kind of internal stability that lets you follow your plan even when every part of you wants to deviate. That's the real edge no one talks about. And that's why I'm making this video. For the traders who've had enough of the hype, the ones tired of gambling disguised as trading, the ones ready to finally build something real. My first year? Total chaos. I traded like a man on fire. Every signal, every guru alert, every breakout, I thought I understood. And every time I lost, I blamed the broker, the news, the market, everything but myself. Sound familiar? I didn't understand that the market is neutral. It doesn't owe you anything. It doesn't care about your rent or your feelings or your dreams. It responds to structure, to flow, to liquidity. If you can't respect that, you'll keep losing. It wasn't until my third year that I even considered the idea that trading was 90% mindset. I used to laugh at that. Mindset sounded like fluff to me. But as my losing streak dragged on, I started to realize I knew enough. I had enough knowledge. What I didn't have was composure. I was entering trades to chase back losses. I was moving stop losses because I couldn't accept being wrong. I was over-leveraging because I thought I could outsmart the market. I was trading from fear, from anger, from hope, but never from a calm, tested plan. What changed? One day, I stopped asking how to win. I started asking, why do I lose? That question changed everything. Because once I started analyzing myself, not just my trades, the pattern became clear. I didn't need a new strategy. I needed to master discipline. I needed to respect my own rules. And more than anything, I needed patience. And let me tell you, patience is not passive. Patience is active discipline. It's the decision to not trade when the setup isn't perfect. It's watching a potential win pass you by and still staying out because it doesn't meet your criteria. That's real strength. I began tracking every trade, not just the technicals, but my emotions. Was I calm when I entered? Did I stick to my stop loss? Did I overtrade that day? That journal became my teacher. I learned more from my emotional mistakes than from any YouTube mentor. There's a reason most people never make it in trading. It's not because they're not smart enough, it's because they're not stable enough. And I say that with respect, because I wasn't stable either. But if you're watching this and thinking, that sounds like me, good. That's the first step. Awareness. Because you can't fix what you won't face. Trading is the mirror you can't escape. It shows you your weaknesses in real time, every day. Impatience, it'll show up. Greed, it'll get exposed. Fear, you'll see it on your screen. You can't fake who you are in the market. It will reveal everything. But here's the good news, you can change. And when I say change, I don't mean becoming perfect. I mean becoming intentional. Building systems, practicing discipline so often it becomes instinct. Forgiving yourself when you slip, but learning from every mistake. That's the trader who wins. And it's not glamorous. There are no Lambos, no flashy wins every day. There's just steady growth, weeks of drawdown, months of sideways equity, quiet adjustments, boring journaling, simple strategies repeated without emotion. But that's the truth about consistent profits. They're boring. If your trading still feels like a roller coaster, you're probably not there yet. And that's okay. But be honest about where you are. When I stopped trying to impress anyone and started focusing on the process, everything changed. My equity curve didn't explode overnight, but it started bending upward, slowly, sustainably. And that's all I ever wanted, progress I could trust. So, to the beginner watching this, let me say, don't rush the journey. Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. And definitely don't try to trade like someone whose risk tolerance, account size, and experience you don't understand. To the advanced trader who's still inconsistent, check your mindset. You know what to do. But do you do it? Or are you still letting emotions lead? The painful truth is, most of us already have the information. What we lack is execution. And execution doesn't come from motivation. It comes from structure, rules, and mental discipline trained over time. Which brings me to one of the most important shifts I ever made. I stopped trying to control the market, and I started focusing on controlling myself. You see, I used to think the secret was in timing the perfect entry, catching every move, being right. But after 5 years of failure, I learned the deeper truth. Trading is less about prediction and more about preparation. Most people think winning means never losing, but real winning means learning how to lose well, taking small losses, managing risk, knowing when to step back. I didn't become consistent by avoiding losses. I became consistent by respecting them. That's a shift in mindset most traders never make. They're so focused on catching the next big move that they forget. Staying in the game is more important than winning big once. Longevity is the foundation of profitability. I started to see every trade as just one of 1,000. Not the one. Not the trade that would change my life. Just a small part of the bigger journey. That's what freed me from emotional attachment. That's what gave me peace. I no longer needed to win. I needed to execute. And that execution was built on process. I built a simple routine. Wake up at the same time. Analyze the same pairs. Use the same entry model. Journal the same metrics. Take the same risk per trade. Every day, every week, no matter what. It was boring, but it worked. Because consistency isn't built in the market. It's built in your habits. And look, I'll be honest with you. There were days I still felt doubt. Days I watched trades go against me and wanted to break every rule I had. But the difference was, I didn't. I'd remind myself, one trade doesn't define my edge. One session doesn't define my progress. What defines my growth is how I respond when the pressure hits. That's the trader I wanted to become. And slowly, I did. Now maybe you're hearing this and thinking, but I've been at this for years too, and I'm still stuck. Let me challenge you gently but firmly. Are you really being honest with yourself? Are you trading with real rules? Are you journaling? Are you risking 1% or still trying to double your account in a week? Are you treating this like a profession or a side hustle? Because Forex trading doesn't reward desire, it rewards discipline. No matter how badly you want this, if you don't approach it like a professional, the market will humble you. That's not a threat. It's just the nature of this business. But here's the beauty in that. Once you do decide to treat it seriously, the market starts to respond. Your results stabilize. Your emotions settle. Your confidence grows. Not because you're winning every trade, but because you finally know who you are as a trader. And that's when the fun begins. Not because you're suddenly making millions, but because you found peace in the process. You've built a rhythm. You trust your system. You're no longer chasing, you're flowing. It took me 5 years to get there. 5 years of trial, error, and brutal honesty. But looking back, I wouldn't trade that time for anything. Because every mistake, every blown account, every night I stared at the ceiling wondering if this was worth it, it all led me here. To a place where I don't trade for excitement. I trade for consistency. Where I don't need 20 wins to feel good. I need one clean setup, properly managed. Where I'm not competing with anyone else's results, I'm just improving on mine. That's what winning consistently actually looks like. So if you're still in the losing phase, still figuring it all out, I want to say this clearly. You are not failing, you are learning. And the moment you start treating your trading like a craft instead of a gamble, your whole journey will change. You don't need a magic indicator. You don't need to pay for 10 signal groups. What you need is to get serious about yourself, your mindset, your behavior, your routines. And yes, having the right tools helps. That's why I use the full-time Pro Forex indicator in my process. It doesn't trade for me. It doesn't replace my skill, but it gives me clarity. It simplifies my decisions. It supports my edge. If you're serious about building a cleaner trading approach, the link to try the app is in the description below. But don't misunderstand, even with the best tools, you still have to do the work. And that's the message I want to leave with you. You must become the kind of trader who deserves to win. Not because you're lucky, not because you followed someone's signals, but because you built the mental toughness to stick to your process when it's boring, frustrating, or slow. That's where the real winners are born. Not in moments of hype, but in the quiet hours when no one is watching. If you're the type of person who only trades when you feel good, or when the chart looks exciting, then the market will continue to teach you harsh lessons. But if you're ready to commit, even when it's uncomfortable, that's when everything begins to shift. You've got to start treating every trade as practice, not performance. You're not here to impress anyone. You're here to refine your craft. And sometimes that means sitting on your hands for hours. Other times, it means taking a loss and moving on without emotion. That's the part of trading no one posts on Instagram. But it's the part that matters most. Because at the end of the day, the real edge isn't in the chart. It's in your mind. Now let me address something that helped me accelerate my growth when I was stuck. Accountability. For a long time, I traded in isolation. I didn't share my losses. I didn't have a trading plan I could explain to anyone. And guess what? That kept me in the cycle of failure. But when I finally got serious, I started documenting every single thing. I began journaling my thoughts before and after trades. I tracked my emotional state. I rated my discipline on a scale of 1 to 10 each day. And most importantly, I stopped lying to myself. If I broke my rules, I wrote it down. If I over-leveraged, I called it what it was: greed. That brutal honesty with myself became my turning point. You can't grow as a trader until you're willing to admit when you're the problem. And that's not a bad thing. It's empowering. Because once you own your mistakes, you can change them. You're not waiting for the market to be easier. You're becoming better. That's where the breakthrough lives. And I want to remind you, this isn't about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Progress over perfection. 1% better each week. That's how you build a solid trading foundation. And listen, this isn't just about Forex. The mindset you build here, the patience, the emotional control, the discipline, will spill into every area of your life. You'll find yourself making better decisions, managing money smarter, even handling relationships differently. That's the real reward of this journey. So if you've been stuck in losses thinking maybe this just isn't for me, let me say it clearly. You don't need to quit. You need to shift. Shift your mindset, shift your habits, shift your expectations. And if you're ready to do that, you're already ahead of 90% of traders. Take this seriously. Slow down. Learn how to lose properly. Build a trading plan that suits you. Journal your progress. Trade small. Get feedback. And trust that your consistency will compound. Don't just chase profits. Chase mastery. Because once you master yourself, the profits will follow. Now, if you found value in this video, if it hit something in you, challenged you, made you think, I want to personally invite you to subscribe to Daily Victory FX. This is the kind of content we bring. Not fluff, not hype, just real talk from real experience. We're building a community of traders who are in this for the long game. And if you're looking for a clean, reliable tool to support your trading decisions, don't forget, the Full-Time Pro Forex Indicator has been a powerful part of my strategy. It simplifies the chaos, highlights my edge, and helps me stay focused. If you're curious to try it out, check the link in the description below. This journey is not easy, but it is worth it. And if you're still listening to this, you're not just interested, you're ready.